Hey guys, so I've been meaning to do a Star Trek Discovery review now for a while. It's been finished and I've been finished watching it. Spoilers, but not many. I want to do a basic, short overall view of the entire season, the season 1 of Star Trek Discovery, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, and so let's get started. Okay guys, so the number one thing that I didn't really... Okay, the facts are Star Trek Discovery is a good show. Overall, it kept me entertained. I looked forward to watching it every single time it came on. I was very excited about it when it came on. It was a good series, but it wasn't Star Trek. That's it in a nutshell. That's why I said it's going to be a very short review. I'm not going to go through each episode. I'm not going to do all that stuff. It just wasn't Star Trek. You know how Farscape and Red Dwarf and Lex and the Orville, if Star Trek Discovery was called the Orville, I would love it. I would say, oh my gosh, the Orville's a great show. But the Orville itself, the actual show, is more like Star Trek than Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery did not feel like Star Trek at all. I loved the imagination. I loved the cast and the crew. I loved that tall alien. It was awesome. But the Klingons did not like Klingons. Their language sounded crazy. I did not care for that slurshy, weird style of language they had going on for their talk. I like the old way that they talked. I mean, they always sounded kind of weird, but it was extra. I missed them having hair. I missed them having more honor. These Klingons were just more like Ferengis. They were really, really bad. And I did the ship, like I said, if they were like called Scarens or something, or they were some other species, I would have thought they were pretty cool. But they are under an iconic name. The show is under an iconic name, and you're just going to drop a sister off on Spock? I mean, and then like she seems to have a bigger bond with Spock's dad than Spock had with him. It was, and then you make him a little scandalous too, because he, like, it's a little spoiler, but he had picked to have his son go to the academy, whatever. I didn't pay attention to that part. I paid attention, but I didn't quite understand it. But like, it was like he paid for his son to get a better education than his own fake daughter, and it was a big betrayal. I love the tardigrade part, the big monster thing that just drained all this water and shriveled up. That was awesome. Like I said, the imagination was flowing in this, but it wasn't Star Trek. It should have been called, I don't know, The Chronicles of Michael, Girl. The Chronicles of her, you know. I would have, it was a good concept, but they put on the wrong iconic name. And even having the ability to be able to beam from ship to ship or whatever, that didn't come out till later. It came out, that was invented in a later time in Star Trek. It shouldn't have been out at this time period. So it had some issues. It was another thing that I did think of, though, and I didn't just think of, I heard it, the rumors online, was that this is a Star Trek from a parallel universe. And one episode, supposedly of the one with Spock and Kirk or whatever, that they went to a parallel world. I don't know much about this one, but I've told you, I've been like hearing it online. They went to a parallel world, and it was where the United Enterprise, whatever, was a warship. And I'm like, and so the whole thing, the whole nation was a war place. And I think they said Spock had a goatee and stuff. I'm like, oh, that'd be cool. Then that'd be awesome. They lead it up into this, say, alternate timeline. That this alternate timeline is when this girl, Michael, was born, and she caused the war. Though even that was really weird. Like, they kept putting so much blame on her, and it was like, y'all obviously saw that the Klingons were going to jump bad eventually, right? Like, it was weird. It was very weird. And it's like, they just throwing blame on her, and they had like some Klingon female messing with this dude, and it was some stuff going on. It was not Star Trek. And I loved the pale guy. The pale guy, he and his relationship was like the best part of the whole darn thing. He was so, like, he was interesting. And like you saw, and they never got back to us with the part when he saw his own reflection in the mirror and it just was standing there when he walked away. And I was like, I want to know more about that, you know? So it's like what I don't like is when a series ends. I like when a season ends, I mean, I like when a season really ends. But they kept wanting to pull, like, oh, we need to pull you back. You should have relied on your own series pulling us back. Conclude it. Defeat something and let it be defeated. Instead, when I saw the previews for next season, I was like, this like got a little cheesy. I don't know. I'm still gonna watch it, but I was like, rely on yourself. Just like this whole thing should not have been called Star Trek. It was a good concept. It did not need to be called Star Trek. Do what Seth did. Make your own. Seth is basically living Star Trek, but calling it something totally different. Seth MacFarlane, by the way. Where these guys, they're living something totally different and calling it Star Trek. It's been a trippy year. So that's basically it. That's my shortened review. I didn't go to each episode. But that's my overall feeling of it. I still give the series a solid 8 out of 10 because it's still a really interesting series. It makes me want to come back. I want to take a look at, I care about the characters. Everybody's really well designed. You can tell the budget must be really, really good. And they got my girl from Walking Dead on it. She's Sasha, and I love Sasha. She's awesome. So yeah, it's an 8 out of 10. It's still a pretty high score in my opinion. It doesn't fail. So that's basically it. Like I say on all my videos, I'm an author. Check my books and links back in my channel. I'm also going to be coming out with some a new book soon. I think it is out. It should be out by this video. So I have a new scary one out. It's called Shadow in the Mirror. And I hope y'all check it out. And that's basically it. Okay, guys. Bye. And tell me what y'all thoughts about Star Trek Discovery. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What'd you think? Okay, guys. Bye.